In this episode of Member Moments, we hear about the Merrill Transit celebration of 100 years of motor bus service here in Merrill, with a special opportunity for folks to learn about transit and City of Merrill history through the Nickel Tour happening on Saturday, November 6th.
Saturday, November 6th from 10 to 4, the Merrill Transit Authority, Merrill Historical Society, and Merrill Community Theater are putting on an event called the Nickel Tour. It's in honor of 100 years of motor bus service in Merrill. The Nickel Tour will be free rides on merry-go-round buses. The rides will take roughly 45 minutes to an hour, departing on the hour and half hour from Merrill Historical Society at 100 East 3rd Street, and following the route of the original Merrill streetcar. Merrill streetcar was replaced in 1921 by motor buses, and that's what we're celebrating. But because the Merrill streetcar was so early in the history of the city as we know it today actually developed around the streetcar line, which is very logical. People needed ways to get places, and the only other alternative was either on foot or by horse. As we run the route of the Merrill streetcar, we will give histories of the important buildings. Some still exist and are used, some are gone. Places like the courthouse, the old city hall, the post office, the railroad station, the high school, the library, Badger Hotel, along the route of the original trolley. So it combines the history of the streetcar with the history of the city, and thrown in at the end for the 6th Ward is the history of the trackless trolley, which ran from Cottage Street across the bridge to the 6th Ward.
And the Merrill Community Theater group is the one that are the ones that will be doing the tour guiding or the narrative?
Actually, our narrators come from the Historical Society, the Community Theater, and the City Transit Commission.
So it's not only going to be interesting, it should be some fun too.
Oh, we certainly hope so. The Historical Society, the museum, will be open from 9 until closing. If we have tours that go on beyond 2 o'clock, Merrill Transit will do them. People will be able to tour the museum, and there will be museum docents from Merrill Community Theater dressed in Roaring Twenties costume to help them and to put on little skits as well. Merrill Transit is providing a wooden nickel, which was produced by the Fab Lab at the high school, and that commemorates the 100th anniversary of motor bus transit in Merrill. The most recent issue of the Photo News tells the story on the front page, and if you need any additional information. It does require reservations to be made by calling Merrill Transit because buses only hold a certain capacity, and if they run at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and those capacities are met, you can't just show up and get on board. So call Merrill Transit and make your reservation.
And the cost is free?
The cost is free. It's educational, it's fun. The name Nickel Tour comes from the fact that the original cost of a ride on the streetcar was a nickel. And if a working man went to work on the streetcar before 7 a.m., he got a free return trip. So if you want reservations for the Nickel Tour, call Merrill Transit at 536-7112 and make your reservations.
Don't miss out on this opportunity for some fun and a chance to learn more about our transit system. And make sure and stop in at the Merrill History Museum to learn more about our city's rich history. That's it for this episode, and as always, thanks for watching.